What up, y'all? What up? It's your boy MasterBoris with another stream. I told y'all I was gonna be streaming this week. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Then again, this could be a shorter stream from yesterday when we reacted to the state of play, which we also gonna talk about tonight. But first, I want to give y'all something. Well, y'all probably already read it, but I'm gonna read it live to y'all. It's about the Tekken series, man. It's about the Tekken series, man. Like, shoot, bro. It's crazy in the hood. Yeah, you're gonna hear my phone a lot. Yeah. Nakatsu left. This is his letter, and we talked about this day before yesterday. He said, ever since I first discovered fighting games as a student, I spent countless days in arcades, completely immersed in competition and battling against others. For someone like me, becoming part of the company I always admired, Namco was truly a dream come true. Looking back now, I realize that the opportunity that led me there was made possible by the many friendships and connections I built through fighting games and the people I met along the way. As I reflect on the past 20 years at the company, I remember first stepping into game development through Soul Calibur 4. Later, I was given the opportunity to work to the Tekken series, a franchise that had a tremendous impact on my life and the one that I have always hoped to someday get back to. Being surrounded by passionate, incredibly talented mentors and colleagues and dedicating ourselves wholeheartedly into the game development stronger remains one most cherished experience of my life. In particular, being entrusted with the role of the game developer of Tekken 7, Tekken 8 gave me the opportunity to connect fans and the members of the fighting game community from around the world. Sharing excitement and celebrating together and spending unforgettable moments with all of you became one of the most greatest treasures of my life. There were many joyful moments and many difficult ones as well. There were times that we would celebrate together and times I received passionate criticism and encouragement. Yet every one of those moments helped push myself and the Tekken project forward. Whenever it was here with someone at the event and say, thank you for working so hard for us, or being told, you need to balance the game better, every one of those comments supported and motivate me. For that, I am truly grateful. And to the development team members who have fought alongside me for many years, I can never thank you enough. There is no doubt that everything we achieved was possible because of this team. I am deeply proud that I have the opportunity to create games alongside with incredible people who poured their hearts into this work. While my role leading the team as a game director is coming to a close, the values that I personally and the Tekken project have always cherished, staying close to the fans and the community, building the game together with everyone, will change. I entrusted those values and the baton to the incredible team that will continue shaping the future of Tekken. As I look forward to the future of Tekken and the FGC, I will also continue taking new challenges as a game developer. I hope our paths cross again someday. Get ready for the next battle. To everyone who has supported me throughout this journey, and thank you for the bottom of my heart. With gratitude to the Tekken fans and the fighting community around the world. Tekken Project Game Director, Kohei Ikeda Nakatsu. So there you have it. There you have it. That was his letter. That was his farewell. He left. He officially left Bandai Namco Studios 48 hours plus ago. Maybe more than that. But yeah. This game's cooked. Like I said before. Like Tekken, again, you should feel uncertain about this franchise as of right now. You know, this could happen. They replace Harada, Nakatsu, and Michael Murray. Which also, Michael Murray, man, I seen the post that you posted on Twitter, man. You need to get off social media. You would lack community service skills, bro. What was that rage baiting post you posted, my guy? That is not the way. That was not a good time for you to say and gaslight the Tekken fans and Tekken fans alike and following the game that it was our fault that Harada and Nakatsu left. But as you saw what I just read, that wasn't the case. I feel like there was some inputs that was put into Tekken 8 was Bandai Namco's doing. And Nakatsu and Harada and you, Michael Murray, was told what to do. And you did it. I don't think they was all at fault. You know? Now, as of late, 2 patches that came out in Tekken 8 Season 3 made the game a little bit better. See, me, I don't know because I don't play the game anymore. But for what I'm hearing, it's going into the right direction ever since, you know, Kunimitsu before she dropped. But you out here got Michael Murray. Like, please get him out. Please get him out. Like, y'all really want to... I got something in my... Got hair on my lip. Y'all really got to rely on Michael Murray for the Tekken franchise to stay afloat and be good, be a good fighting game. If you have faith in Michael Murray that he can turn this all around, I got bad news for you. He's not. He's supposed to be a translator. That's all he was supposed to. That's what I remember him for. To be the translator, because a lot of people don't speak Japanese. So he translated into English of what Harada was saying. You know, especially back in the day, during like, you know, Tekken 6, Tekken Tag 2, you know, when they was getting more, you know, a public, you know, press into, you know, going into a new Tekken game. You know, he became a producer later on. And I believe that's a mistake. That's a mistake. He don't take construction criticism well. He will block you on Twitter for doing so. I'm talking about reasonable, constructive criticism about Tekken and what they need to fix. Not these unhinged trolls that trolls him or give him threats or no, those... That's really crazy, though. You want to threat, you know, you want to send death threats to Michael Murray because Tekken, you know, 8 is not good or whatever. But I'm talking about constructive criticism where you can't take it. You want to dish it out. You want to troll and rage bait, you know, the Tekken community, but you can't take it. You want to block people and you want to hide. Like, you ain't been on social media in a minute before you make that post. And now you want to say something. And you didn't say something, you didn't say anything that was, you know, that put the Tekken community in a secure space where there's like, okay, this game is going to be fine. Because me, I don't believe it's going to be fine. I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. I did. You know what I'm saying? I did. When they was like, yo, we're not putting this out in the arcades first, we're going to put it out on console globally, and they said it with confidence. Harada didn't really speak on that announcement like that. You know, he spoke, but he wasn't engaging like he used to. He wasn't really enthused, if you get what I'm saying. Body language is key. I'm looking back on the past before this game came out. Harada, he was more laying back, you know, because it's a lot of office politics. And I believe when Harada, when he gets his NDA, you know, when the NDA is off, he's gonna have a lot of things to say about Bandai Namco. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have a lot of things to say about Bandai Namco, and it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. He might put in a memoir or something, a book. But yeah, he doing just fine. And he getting some people on his VS Studio. See, Harada, he moved on, you know. Now, I had some constructive criticism about him, too. You know, and I even said it on Twitter. Harada, stop being a hoe for Bandai Namco. And guess what? He stopped being a hoe. Because I figured, like, what it was. Not exactly what it was, but what it was outside looking in for me. Because we had that same situation Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something. Let's say if they do continue Tekken series, right? Bandai Namco. Do you think it'll be just as good without having the key players that was in it for a very long time, like Harada and Nakatsu? Like, do you think it will have a big significance on the fighting game genre or video games in general that people will look forward to and say the game will be really good? Let me ask you another question. I'll give you a prime example. Did Metal Gear Solid became a big significance after Kojima left Konami? Yes or no? Yes or no? When Hideo Kojima left Konami, has Metal Gear Solid series have been a big significance ever since he's been gone? No. 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 They're re-releasing trilogies of Metal Gear Solid. And that's what's going to happen to Tekken. They're just going to have like a Tekken collection with Tekken of 1 through 5, maybe 6, and Tag 2 with rollback. That's probably what's going to happen. That's the legacy of Tekken that we probably going to see in a foreseeable future. You know? Yeah, man, it's done. Rest in power, man. Rest in power to Tekken. It's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. One of my favorite fighting games of all time. You know, I did a lot of hours on it. You know, like I said in my last video, and it's not gonna be the same without those guys, you know, holding it. I know people gotta be replaced. People gotta, like, you know, the OGs gotta pass the torch, and we saw that with Street Fighter 6. They're doing well still. You know, Yoshinori Ono is no longer at Capcom working with them. We got these 2 new guys, know what they're doing, and they are embracing black culture within Street Fighter. You know, hip hop. Got Lil Wayne, you know, promoting the game, and it oversold 7 million copies. When you embrace black people, you're gonna win every time. But a lot of these Japanese companies ain't doing that. SNK. But yeah, y'all can y'all can rely on Michael Murray if you want to. Y'all can rely on him. But I'm telling you right now, you about to be very disappointed if it comes down to it. But I don't think a Tekken 9 is coming. I think this is it. Bandai Namco, like I said in my last video, if you don't sell merchandises, like you really selling merchandises, I know that Tekken had limited time, limited editions of shoes and t-shirts, but they're not selling like Dragon Ball or My Hero Academia or Sword Art Online or One Piece or Gundam, which is, you know, Gundam is a Bandai product. They, you know, they got toys and figurines and stuff. If you're not selling like products and you don't have an anime, Bandai Namco does not care about your IP. Now, if it makes money, yeah, sure, but they want the whole package. You selling merchandise, you got a big marketing for the series, you got an anime with it, you got like some videos or some music or something. That's what they care about for real. They don't really give a damn about like fighting games like that. Now, they could be, you know, they're still mad that Blue Protocol didn't take off. So they're using Tekken 8 to make ends meet and to get that money back. That's why they released the DLC they did. That's why Heihachi came back, because they felt like, oh, if Heihachi comes back, even though Harada made it a story where Heihachi was going to be done, it was going to be a new villain. He had a plan that Reina was going to be the new villain of Tekken. We saw it in the Tekken 8 story at the end. For those that played it. 85% of you Tekken 8 players probably did not. But that, you know, that, spoiler alert, that's what happened. Bandai Namco want to do something different. And so they probably going to have to recon certain characters and storylines again. They did it with Heihachi. They made it seem like a freaking Mishima monk rescued them for like him drowning in the lava. And we freaking saw in the ending of Tekken 7 that Kazuya just let him go into the freaking lava so he can burn to die. So you trying to tell me Kazuya didn't see that Mishima monk rescue him? He had to see it because he was looking down for a very long time. He was looking down at that lava while Heihachi was falling down for a very long time at that Tekken 7 ending. But yeah, now we got Yujiro Hama. I will be surprised after him. They'll continue downloadable content for this game. I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised we see a Tekken 9. It'll probably be the most shocking reaction video I'll probably ever do. Is a Tekken 9 reveal. But yeah, Sega played the long game. And now they're gonna take back their King of 3D fighting games crown. Officially, and it's probably gonna stay there because I like that leak. That leak footage of Virtua Fighter 6 Cross Worlds, because they trademarked it day before yesterday. People are looking forward to that new Virtua Fighter. And I'm going to do a video on why Virtua Fighter 6 should be a launch PlayStation 6 title. But I digress. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Okay, alright. I'm done. Alright. Degenerate Sharingan, what's up? What's up, Two Tails? I forgot to look at the chat. My bad. I was in the zone. Y'all. Yeah. It's cooked. It's done. Not medium rare. Burnt. All that heat system made the game burnt. You can't even eat it. All that heat. All that fire. All that flash. All them particle effects. All that made it burn. Made it burn. What's up, Shiji-Khan? Tekken 8. The Tekken franchise is on life support because the key players are gone. Now, like I said, it'll be a possibility that Saudi Arabia can buy the Tekken IP from Bandai Namco, but Bandai Namco is not known to sell it. They're just known to keep it and shelve it. You know? So if Tekken is dead, should Namco actually sell the franchise? That's what I was saying. Namco, they rarely do that. They rarely just keep it in the vault somewhere. Like, you know they stopped making Ridge Racer games, right? And you know they stopped making Time Crisis games. And they never sold them to any other company. So Tekken and Soul Calibur are going to receive the same fate. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite racing games of all time. They're not even making it no more. Because Ridge Racer Unbounded, which is the last Ridge Racer game, they try to make it like Need for Speed. And it wasn't Ridge Racer. They really lost their identity with Ridge Racer, man. Same with Tekken 8. It's like, it seemed like they do it on purpose just to get it out of the way of them not wanting to do the game anymore, to do the IP anymore. They want to jump into something else. So, this is what I believe. This is what I think. They want to recuperate all the money they used to promote Blue Protocol for Tekken 8. And also, They're working on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. And for what I've been hearing, for what I was told, that's all they talking about in that office. That new Dragon Ball. They ain't mentioned not one thing about Tekken except for Yujiro Hanma from Baki the Grappler. They ain't say nothing about the future. I was told this. Because I have a friend of mine that used to be in the gaming media business. And that used to work for Namco. In an external way. So, like, if you don't sell merchandises, you don't got an anime out and all this other stuff, Bandai Namco don't care. I'm telling you, they don't. And they work harsh work environments does not make it any better. There's Japanese people that used to work for Bandai Namco, you know what I'm saying, and wrote a lot of stuff on the Japanese Reddit. I forgot what it's called. And they said the Bandai Namco work environment is horrendous. They couldn't even go home for Christmas. It was that bad. Like, you want to see their family? Like, I'd be damned if I had to work on Christmas. What? Christmas? Thanksgiving? New Year's Day? My birthday? Are you serious? I haven't worked on my birthday in like almost 20 years. Nah, 10. But bruh, they be like, happy birthday. Now get back to work. It's messed up though. It's messed up. Or is it going to end up like with Street Fighter like it was in the early 2000s? Yeah. Like, people tried to like make Street Fighter the end-all be-all fighting games. Of course, it's a juggernaut in its own right, because Street Fighter 2 was a phenomenon. But they tried to make it seem like Street Fighter was everything and no other fighting game didn't matter, because they talk about the dark ages of fighting games at that time. No, it was dark ages for Capcom fighting games. Not fighting games as a whole. And I will argue you down until I'm blue in the face. Because I was there. I was in the trenches at that time. Playing 3D fighting games like Soul Calibur, Bloody War, Street Fighter EX. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those games that came out on 3. Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance. Yeah. It was all about 3D fighting games at that time. Virtua Fighter 4. Yeah. The Tekken games. Like, don't come to me talking about that we had a dark age of fighting. No, we did not. You did, because you asked at every fighting game you play, you only good at Street Fighter, but not me. Not me. The Generous Shinran Gun says, for me, especially back in the day, it kind of felt like Namco only cared about the Dragon Ball Z and Naruto games. Yeah, when they merged with Bandai. What was it? Back in 2005? Or was it 2004? When did Bandai... Hold up. I got my phone right here. When did Bandai merge with Namco? Yep, 2005, September 29th. Bandai Namco Holdings. And then they officially consolidated on March 31st, 2006, created Namco Bandai Games, which is eventually rebranded to Bandai Namco Entertainment. Yep, it was 2005. Yep, they was all over on them Dragon Ball, Budokai, Tenkai type, you know what I'm saying? But that Atari did those though. Atari did the Budokai games, you know what I mean? Published it. But the other Dragon Ball game, Naruto games, yeah. Look, because they got the rights to sell the merchandises of those anime franchises, and Tekken is not an anime franchise. Tekken is a fighting game franchise. You know. Bruh. Sad day indeed. It's looking grim. You know, I mean, we can hope that in between these season 3 characters that do come out, we'll get, you know, breaking news of good news. And, you know, we have a competent worker, a key player into making Tekken better and great. And probably move on to Tekken 9. You know, somebody got to take the mantle, you know. Y'all relying on Michael Murray. It's cooked. Like, I can understand some people are optimistic, but you know, I don't feel no way about it because I saw the writing on the wall. You know, during the games, you know, the first month of it releasing, like I'm like, it just don't sit well. Nah, it got to the point where Harada and Nakatsu left. And then you had Michael Murray try to blame us for it. No. Harada was on Twitter, had thick skin compared to yo ass. Yo sensitive, fickle ass. Michael Murray. Always want to block somebody. Because people didn't kiss your ass or they didn't like your ass. Because you out here trolling and acting stupid instead of being professional and becoming, you know, I guess a community manager of some sort. You didn't have to post that rage baiting post you did yesterday. Now the tech community is on your ass and you running, just blocking everybody, going on a blocking spree, I bet. That's what you talking about, us suffering the consequences. Harada said plenty of times, man, I enjoy the people's feedback. He ain't bothered by no trolls, and if he do, he'll say something to the trolls. He clap back. Harada used to clap back. You didn't. You wanted like, oh, they keep messing with me. Head ass. Who do you think can save Tekken? Harada. And he can have more control of it. He said, Degenerate Sharingan said, I might catch a lot of hell for it, but it seemed like Smash Bros. Was actually holding it down for 2D fighters. Capcom was in the dark days and OG SNK was in his deathbed. Yeah. I thought Michael Murray was Harada translate. He was! And then he became a producer. You know what I'm saying? I liked him better when he was a translator. Like, he was translating what Harada was saying. You know what I'm saying? CJ only time will tell for Tekken. Yeah, man. CJ Khan, your dreams of having Loki Chloe Black back is 0%. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you. You're not getting Lucky Chloe back. Like, that dream is dead, bro. Forget about it. It's dead. If there's a season 4 after season 3, I'll be definitely shocked. That means they must got somebody competent to replace Harada and Nakatsu, and also including Michael Murray, to get the job done, to make the game better. You know, I stopped playing it at the end of season 1. I don't like the heat system. I stomached it enough. I stomached it. I can't stomach it no more. So I quit. Like, this channel and I said this before, this channel was going to be solely about Tekken 8. Now it's a relationship commentary reaction channel. Hit that like button. I shouldn't have to tell you hit that like button. Hit that like button. Yeah. You say you don't even care no more. Yeah, you do. If Lucky Chloe came out right now looking like whatever, you'd be like, yee, that thing you be doing. I gotta see you again, Sheeja Khan Flair, man. How's everything in Atlanta? But yeah. Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. There's a lot of stuff Harada said that shouldn't have been public, man. But he private the video. He private the video. Remember that little mini show he had called Harada's Bar? And he was speaking gems to people that was his guests, especially the one when he had Ken Kugaragi in his show, his Harada's Bar. He was pretty much saying in many words, I can't remember verbatim, he was pretty much saying what I was saying earlier about the work environments of Bandai Namco Studios, man. So Harada put that out by mistake, and then later on he cut the video to where the video is private. You can't see it no more. So I guess that was part of the NDA. You can't even talk about it. So when that NDA ends, it's up with Harada, bro. It's up. But I just told you what I think happened, what he might say. And in the last video, I did day before yesterday, I just told you. Well, you have someone that's crying about Lucky Chloe. How about us Bruce fans? Yeah, Bruce Irvin ain't coming, but I like Bruce. I like Bruce Irvin. You know what I'm saying? But you got Fakaram because they want to make. See, the problem is with Tekken, and it started with Tekken 7. Harada's ultimate goal really was to beat Yu Suzuki. That was his ultimate goal. That was his ultimate goal, is beat Yu Suzuki. The Michael Jordan of the architect of 3D fighting games, which is his game, Virtua Fighter. Now, Yu Suzuki left Sega in 2005, and he has been replaced. But Virtua Fighter 5 had a longest run of different revisions. Hardly no balance patches until Ultimate Showdown, and then Revo World Stage for Virtua Fighter 5. If you have to patch, and I'm going to say this, because I said this on social media. If you have to constantly patch your game, it can be any game. It don't have to be a fighting game. Your game is bad. Okay? Your game is bad. Balance patches and all. If you have to constantly fix your game, the game is bad. Well, balance patches is just balance patches on its own, just to make the characters better or worse due to the people in the community that's playing these, games that are competitive, that are esports. But your game is bad. If you have to fix it a lot, it's bad. And Tekken 8 is bad. Mortal Kombat 1 is bad. I hope not for DOA 6 last round the end of this month. Someone said, Ryan Bomber, what's up? R.I.P. Tekken, it lived a good life. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 32 years, bro. $32 years. 1994 to 2026. Like I said, I spent most of my hours playing this game. Even though I think aesthetically, Virtua Fighter was better. And DOA. But I like Tekken's characters, their designs, how gritty it was. Because in Virtua Fighter, there's no bad moves. For real. It's probably the only fighting game where when you move forward, you can block. Because it has a guard button. Tekken don't have that. You have to do Korean backdashes. Or, or hold back to block. You know? People think Virtua Fighter disappeared because it wasn't popular, and it disappeared because AM2 thought it was perfect. Changes we get in Revo are how little they can change without breaking the core. Exactly, Ryan Bomber. They just did it for the fun of it. And what the patch notes wasn't even that crazy, man. They just buffed Jeffrey. Now Jeffrey can freaking grab you to death in Revo. Oh man, pick you up and throw you in the freaking wall and do a combo. Oh yeah, I also want to tell y'all, if y'all don't know, in Virtua Fighter 6, they're doing away with the floaty combos. You know how you hit somebody and they float and you do another combo? Like, it's going to be like hard knockdowns on top of hard knockdowns in Virtua Fighter 6. It's not going to be where the characters float like a kite when you do a combo. They kind of like got that from Tekken, in a way. But Virtua Fighter ain't really about juggling combos. It was about knockdowns and set plays and how to get things going and to strategize your play. Virtua Fighter is very deep. Been following Tekken majority of my life. It's sad to see it go downhill because I'm a style Batsu 94. Yep. Started with the first Tekken, man. I didn't even like the first Tekken. I thought it was a Virtua Fighter ripoff. With Tekken 2, however, that's why I felt like it was reaching its own identity. And then Tekken 3. But Tekken Tag 1 really changed the game for them because they had their own thing, the tag. I don't think there was a 3D fighting game that was doing that at that time for real. With Dead or Alive 2. Well, yeah. Tekken 2. Tekken 2 was like really like, okay. They're taking up in a notch. And all the Tekken games came out every 2 years, but I think that really stopped around Tekken 6. Especially Tag 2. Tekken 7 had a huge gap between Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 because it lasted to like 7 years. That's where the stuff was getting kind of like a BS. The game was getting a little BS. That's where it started, Tekken 7, and then they put their foot on the gas too much on this rage art stuff. and added heat on top of it and made it a hot ass mess. Nah, I like how the characters are degenerate Sharingan. You said Virtua Fighter is fun and technical as hell if Sega would actually make the characters less generic. Nah, it's cool. I like their cheesy lines. It has a charm to it. I like how generic they are. It has a charm. They have a charm to it. But I can't stand Brad Burns and Lei Fei. Fuck those two characters. But yeah, it's not looking good, bro, for Tekken franchise. And these Tekken fanboys were freaking disliking my video and freaking commenting, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I wasn't even going to entertain it because most of those guys are probably Gen Zs. I was playing Tekken before they was even born. You know, all the stuff I did competitively in it, casually into it. You know, getting like, I remember there was a time I wanted some Doritos and I played Tekken for some Doritos, man, for $2 with a classmate, man. Those were the days, though. I was getting some little money back then. $20 back and then the second, third grade. That was a lot of money. You know, I was a kid, a child prodigy, man. But yeah, I am gonna miss it. You know, I know it's not gonna be the same without Harada and all the new, you know, all the, not new, but all the people that used to be there making Tekken, you know, the Tekken team. So they're just gonna have to make a new team if they want to keep going. But I think Tekken 8, this is it. There ain't gonna be no Tekken 9. This is it. This is it. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm not even sad about it. I'm indifferent because the writing was on the wall. For a long time. Because Harada wanted to mimic what Street Fighter was doing. Not Virtua Fighter. He lost sight of that. Shoot, Bandai Namco as a whole lost sight of that. Because if you get these flashy moves and all these supers, you know, putting it in Tekken, like, yeah. Why you think Akuma was in the game in Tekken 7? They wanted to compete with Street Fighter. Nah, I like Lei Fei. The fact that Virtua Fighter has actual traditional Shaolin monks you don't really see in the main Street Fighters. I think there was a fighting game that was a Shaolin monk fighter. I forgot the name of it. It probably was not as popular. It was probably an obscure game. I forgot the name of it. It was on the 3DO. I forgot. It's in the tip of my tongue. Dang. But yeah, but they were Shaolin monks, but they wasn't traditional Shaolin monks. You know, they got the Krillin head. You know what I'm saying? They wear their monk attire. You know, I get it. As someone that got into Tekken 5 era, everything felt so different after it. Yeah, man. Like, I do want a fighting game franchise to be different in its own right, but don't lose the core of it. How the core of the system is. Like Street Fighter, every Street Fighter game entry is different from the last one, but they never lost the core of it, like how the meta of that game is. You got anti-airs, you got a fireball, you got supers, you got all of that, but it's still Street Fighter. You added a different gameplay, like the parry system, drive rush, custom combo, but it's still Street Fighter. It's still Street Fighter. Tekken lost sight of that core in Tekken 8. Like, you have to beat the system first, then in order to beat your opponent. If you don't beat the system of the fighting game first, you will lose every time. Street Fighter V was the same way. That V trigger stuff, that's the system. You got to beat that first before you defeat your opponent. If this is really the end of Tekken era, it was nice while it lasted for so long. I hope someone out there will buy the Tekken franchise. The best case scenario, and y'all probably won't agree to this, is Saudi Arabia buys the Tekken IP from Bandai Namco and they'll give it to Harada, and Harada's like, yay, you can ask me for shit now. You can ask me for shit now. Well, yeah, shout outs to T. Belchlin 2W4. Oh, YouTube people comment. I ain't seen no Twitch chat comment yet, man. Bruh. I'm about to get rid of my Twitch, bro. This is absurd, man. You cannot get discovered on Twitch unless you become a clout chaser and kiss the ass of the people that are popular on there. Or I can go to this Stream University that just announced that Kai Cenat is hosting and just act the fool in there. But I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to be, oh, you was part of Street University? Bro, I've been doing it. Like, the streaming stuff, like, I care about it less than actual content creation videos on YouTube. Because I've been doing this for 20 years. Okay, since 2006. Yeah. And, you know, and it's like every time I come back into this platform, I'm a new person. I'm getting new audiences. Because I talk about different things on this channel. There's some people that probably still think I quit YouTube since 2018. And yes, I took a hiatus. But I came back in 2022 on this channel. Look how well Fatal Fury City of the Wolves have turned out. I'm kind of like bothered by Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. And it's probably the biggest flop in fighting game history too. You know how many copies it sold? Under 10,000. I was told this. SNK has never went platinum in none of their fighting games on the home console, ever. Not one time. No King of Fighter games, no Fatal Fury games, or whatever games that they made at, you know, throughout the past 30 years. They have not had not one fighting game reach 1 million copies to this day. Not one time. And you see why SNK been having troubles, financial troubles all this time. They was good in the arcades. SNK was good in the arcades, but in the home consoles, they never sold 1 million copies. Ever. Degenerate Sharingan. I've been saying that for the past decade. On my original channel. Tekken Cross Street Fighter is never coming out. I keep telling y'all that. That dream died. That shit been sold long time ago. That was the Tekken Tag 3. That was the Tekken Tag 3. The Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and it's never coming out. The detox of fighting games. Yes, exactly. I said that. Everybody's just like, what's going on with Tekken Cross Street Fighter? I've been trying to tell y'all, man. We just saw a 3D render of Ryu, and that was it. There you go. Tekken Cross Street Fighter. And I would never want to play the Street Fighter Cross Tekken ever again. And the controversy that, I had with that, with Capcom, I don't even want to bring that story up. Y'all don't get me started bringing up that story. I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, Shiji Khan, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves flopped that bad. All that marketing, all that money Saudi Arabia put out. See, their problem is they think money can solve everything. No. You have to have business management. And I mean, they got the marketing down, but all that money they poured into it, it was like Fatal Fury. What is that? I remember they did that boxing event. Fatal Fury. What is that? WrestleMania. They're like, what the heck is Fatal Fury? Yeah. I might as well go with that Saudi tech. Yeah, man. That's the good case scenario. And then they give it to Harada because they know Saudi Arabia really love Tekken. That's why it's at Esports World Cup. They really love Tekken, and like if they have the possibility to buy it, they would. But Namco Bandai is not gonna sell it. Bandai Namco is not gonna sell it. They never really sell their IPs like that, even though they don't care about it or make any more games of said franchise. What if Namco sold Tekken to Sega or Capcom? That's not gonna happen. You know the crazy part about it is, I might be getting this confused, but before Bandai merged with Namco, it was gonna be Sega and Namco was gonna merge, and I'm glad that did not happen. I'm glad that did not happen. Oh my gosh, Sega, not that would be cool. Like the first 10 years. But I think it would have been a worse rabbit hole than the Bandai Namco that we know today. That's what I think. It had been too many chiefs in the room. Too many chefs in the kitchen. It would have made a big mess. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad Sega did not merge with, I think it was Bandai or it was Namco. I'm probably getting it mixed up. Do you think it has something to do with the Bogardification of I don't know what you're talking about, degenerate Sharingan, the Bogardification. That's my first time hearing that. That was my first time hearing that. What you mean by the Bogardification? Oh yeah, y'all know VS Studio, Harada's new company. They working on Kings of Fighters 16. I hope y'all know that. They got mocaps on Twitter right now. It could be Art of Fighting 4 as well. but I seen a mocap of Terry Bogard, and it looked like KOF 16. Or it could be Maximum Impact 3. But they got it on Twitter. I retweeted it about 5 days ago. Yeah, man. Like, they putting Yujiro Hanma from Baki the Grappler for sales. And it worked. It spiked. You know, it went up, you know, in sales ever since, you know, his announcement. But I think it's cheap hype. Now, a lot of people had a lot to say on that video where I'm just like, ugh, another guest character. You know, I just said no comment. I never said he didn't fit Tekken. I never said he didn't belong in Tekken. All I said was no comment. I wasn't really feeling it because I thought it would be original Tekken character again. I got it mixed up with Marizo. That's what it was. But yep, it's an anime character. See? Are we getting a Baki the Grappler fighting game after this? Huh? Man. But don't worry. Like, I spent a lot of time playing games I never really played, or I played I never finished. And then you got all these games coming out. Like, and people talking about, there is no games on the PS5. Well, if you only play 2K and Madden and Call of Duty, of course you will say that. You should see my backlog in the corner over here. I ain't even scratched the surface. My backlog is longer than probably the Trail series completion time. Every single game of the Trails in the Sky, Trails of Azure Zero, Trails of Cold Steel combined, bro. Shoot, my backlog is taller than my money right now, but my money long too. They only got one original character in Tekken 8. That's sad. The novelty will wear off after you release, and people go back and play. Yeah, they're not gonna make Yujiro Hanma trash. He's gonna come out busted. He's gonna be pre-patch Leroy Tekken 7. I'm telling you, he's not. They're not gonna make him trash. He's gonna have a lot of 50-50 mix-ups, a stance, an install, a guard breaking, guarantee a follow-up move. He's going to have all of that. He's going to be like Lydia, Brian, the mobility of Feng Wei. He's going to be all those characters in one. Fakaram, all those characters in one. And I told you how the trailer is going to be. The gameplay trailer of Yujiro Hanma. I'm going to say it again. It starts off, they'll introduce him as the strongest creature in the world. Yujiro Hanma! Like the announcer, she'll probably say it like that. And then they'll display his moves. He got like devastating strikes and blows and his kicks. He probably got a move where he does like a split and hits you in the freaking, groin or nuts like Johnny Cage or something. Then you're gonna have like a kick move where it's a grab move and you can't reverse it because it has a follow up. Then you're gonna probably have stance moves where you know he's in the stance because his hair go up and he'll do like an attack and it does have armor. Then you're gonna have a breakable, a guard breakable mix up. But if he gets you in that mix up, it'll be a follow up of a combo or a juggle. Then they'll show his heat smash, his his heat dash, rage art, at the end. The characters that's going to be in this trailer are the Mishimas, Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi, Lars, Fang Wei, because, him and Fang Wei look alike, so they're going to have a Spider-Man meme moment. They'll be like, hey, you are me. No, I am you. You are me. No, you are me. I am you. And I just told y'all the character gameplay trailer of Tekken of Yujiro Hama. I just spoiled it right there. I just spoiled it. That like if it's exactly what I just said, I told you so. If it's something similar of what I just said, I told you so. Not exactly what I said. Something if it's similar to what I just said. The Bogardification, meaning SNK been promoting Terry Bogard, Fatal Fury over Kyo. Well, you can say Terry Bogard is the mascot of SNK, Degenerate Sharingan. They was trying to make Marco as the mascot of SNK, but it's really Terry. It's not Kyo. Even though I like Kyo Kusanagi more, it's Terry. That's why he was picked in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because he's the mascot of SNK. Like, to be honest with you, who comes to mind first when you hear SNK? Terry Bogard. Damn, it's kind of weird how not everyone, but some people have guest character fatigue. I always kind of thought it was kind of, no, it made it less special. They're doing it as a crutch to sell the game more. I remember guest characters was special, and we're going back to Fatal Fury, who was the first guest character in history in modern fighting games, which is Ryo Sakazaki in Fatal Fury Special. Then you had, like, years later, Akuma and X-Men Children of Atom. That was so unheard of. Then you had Sakura in Rival Schools. Guest characters were special back then. Now they're using it as a crutch to make ends meet and sell more copies of the game instead of relying on their legacy characters. Now, Terry and Mai being in Street Fighter 6, that's probably the most special out of all the guest characters we've seen. In Mortal Kombat 1, they just really went overboard with guest characters that are movie characters. You did Arnold Schwarzenegger twice in 2 different movies, in Terminator, and all these scary movie characters. Like, bruh, just make a scary horror movie film fighting game. Just, like, Ed Boon, he made guest characters less fun. It made it fatigue for real. He made that joint fatigue, including, like, more than Namco, I would say. Capcom, they do it to a minimum, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to do it. They do it as a special treat. See, Bandai Namco, they do it just to get more sales. You know what I'm saying? I wish Namco bring Bruce, Irvin, Beck, Dosan, and Lei. Yeah, I wanted Lei too. Or Julia Chan in Tekken 8. I was like, I I will come back and play Tekken 8 and make content on this channel if those characters came back. But it looks like it's not gonna happen. Yeah, guys. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And hopefully y'all can tune in my streams whenever I do them, especially on Wednesdays, because I'll be mostly talking about gaming stuff, but also, you know, serious conversations, you know, real life situations and relationships too. Because I would like to have a heart-to-heart with you guys, especially y'all been knowing me for quite some time. He said, I wish Capcom bring back Fei Long again, Cody. All I saw was Cody for real. I don't even like Fei Long like that again. But Cody, any Final Fight character would do. I mean, we're Metro City. There's not one Final Fight character in Street Fighter 6. We're Metro City. Kimberly don't count. Okay? She's a new character and she learned her moves from Guy. I'm talking about the OG Street Fighters. Final Fight characters, man. Any character would do. I would love for them to bring my man Cody back. But when we look at the Summer Game Fest this Friday, which they were probably going to announce it, the Season 4 DLC, we're going to see it's not... No, any fight character would do, even Rolento, even though I don't even like Rolento because I got a minor, I wouldn't say PTSD, but a minor like memory where I had a rival of mine at the time who was really good with Rolento in Alpha 3. Gave me the business, but I came out victorious in the end. Most of the matches anyway. Oh yeah, those were some fun days, man. Those were some fun days. Street Fighter Alpha 3 grudge matches. Yeah, I'm better than you. No, you can't beat me. I can beat you. You're blah, blah, blah. Man, if I go back to 1998, I would. I would do it right now. Perfect year for MasterBoris. Perfect for me. But I digress. Yeah, man. I don't know what else to say about Tekken, man. I really don't. I don't know what else to say. I wish it the best of luck. The luck it has left, it's going to need 1,000 lucks right now. If you really think the game is going to be better with only just Michael Murray that can't face constructive criticism and always blocking people when people talking to him reasonably. I'm not talking about the people that just troll and be unhinged and talking, mad crazy stuff to him. I'm talking about people like me, people like, misplaced stuff, people like D all the way G, people like, I don't know, Shinblade or Little Majin, people, that have criticisms of the game. But some of those Tekken streamers, man, some of them, they just take anything they can get. See, me, I'm not going for that. I'm going to tell it like it is. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. I don't fake none of the stuff that I want when it comes down to these games, or anything for that matter. I'm going to tell you that if I don't like something, I don't like it. It'd be better to just get rid of Murray. Yeah. You see Harada then picked him up to go to the VS studio. Harada don't need him. I believe Nakasu was going to VS studios with Harada. Now, if you see Nakatsu at VS Studios, I told you first. I told you first. But yeah, shout outs to Nakatsu though, man. He threw down on. See, I like that tag too. Everybody was like, man, this is the game that ruined Tekken franchise. No, Tekken 8 said, hold my beer. Tekken 8 said, hold my beer. But yeah, damn, we at an hour 16. See, I like it. I like how I don't look at the time because I'm talking to you guys, because I really like to have your feedback on stuff like this. And talk about everything else under the sun too. Because, you know, I'm doing it. YouTube algorithm don't like me, man. They never did. Since 2012. Since Google bought it. Okay? I need y'all help to get my videos out there. Because there's a lot of videos that I've done with a lot of editing skills. And they don't even get that many views, bro. I need you to help a brother out, because the algorithm ain't algorithming. They're doing away about people that pushing your videos in the YouTube office and relying AI to do it. They're just gonna just code, no MasterBoris videos will go on recommendations. I swear to you, ever since I've been trying to tell the truth about the video game business, ever since I made that video about Street Fighter Cross Tekken on this DLC, YouTube does not like the name MasterBoris at all. That's why I was MasterBoris at first. I was MasterBoris at first. But I didn't care. I changed it to MasterBoris is back, or MasterBoris Super. You said Tag 2 was fine. I will say this. The people that didn't like Tag 2 are the ones that can play two characters at high level, bro. Those are the people that probably did, or they'll probably use like a character that carried them, because the tag assault and stuff, like the machineless, and they just do it like that, you know. But yeah, it's when it comes down to other fighting games I'm looking forward to. I think it will bring back my competitive spirit, and that is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Now, I'm going to move on. The state of play that we watch. Yeah, I like Tag 2, man. Tag 2 was fun. I don't know what people are talking about, man. A lot of these Tekken Pro players, man, they just be talking. But anyway, I'm about to move on because I'm about to wrap this up. But yeah, the state of play. Everybody in the chat, what grade did y'all give it? I give it a C+. I give it a C+. I feel like they was holding back. They probably got something in store at Summer Game Fest, which I'm officially co-streaming that this Friday. So be here. Watch me co-stream the Summer Game Fest Friday night. Yay. There's a lot of controversy on this new God of War. Faye, Kratos' wife, as the main protagonist. I don't have no problem with it. I didn't even know what was going on because I didn't play the latest God of War game. So I was like, whatever. I was indifferent because I didn't play it, God of War game that has the Last of Us perspective. I played only the trilogy God of War, the original, the OG God of Wars on PS2 and 3. But I'm thinking about playing it just to see how the story is, because I didn't know what was going on. saying something about she's in the afterlife with the gods and she's trying to get out or something. I don't know the premise of the story for real, because like I have to play the game in order to get the story. But I don't. You said God of Woke. Why is it God of Woke? We gotta stop with this woke stuff, man. Like the term woke has been hijacked. You know, because you know when Caucasian people say woke, they're talking about us black folks. That's a code word for them. You know, but I know in gaming it's something different. But woke really means you've awakened. You see through the bull crap of things that can be conspiracy or things that can be true that's hidden in plain sight, and you can see through what's hidden in plain sight. You can see in your third eye. That's what woke is. That's what the real term of woke is. Just because we got a female protagonist, you gotta understand. I don't feel no way about female protagonists. There's some badass female protagonists. And Lara Croft really paved the way of female badass characters. And we got a Tomb Raider game coming out. She was the one that really started it, like in modern day, like on PlayStation 1. She was all in the magazines, bro. Lara Croft, dog. And we're seeing her like 30 years later. I think she looks good in that Lost in Atlantis or whatever it's called. I'm getting that new Tomb Raider for sure. But yeah, I don't feel no way about Faye, Lu Faye, female protagonist. And then here comes David Jaffe with his racist ass talking about at least it's not like Forspoken. I knew what he meant when he said that crap. He was talking about black people. See, you gotta listen to these racist Caucasian people. They speak in code. They speak in code when they talk about us, man. You really gotta listen to them. And they be trying to say some underlying racist shit with his statement. I knew what he meant. He didn't really like a black woman as a female protagonist is Forspoken. I knew what he meant. I ain't stupid. Because David Jaffe worked on the original God of War. But yeah, man, when I seen a clip of that on Twitter, I was like, you mofo. Thank you, you slick. You said tattoos fun, is it? Hold up for a second, man. Let me check the stream real quick. Are y'all like... Let me check. Okay. I think y'all like 7 seconds behind compared to Twitch. I'm not sure. Y'all could be ahead of Twitch. Like the stream itself. But yeah, man, I really didn't know. Man, these racist Caucasian people in this gaming space is ruining the party for everybody, man. They really are. And, women too, that are liberal. They put their own, politics in the game. No, we don't want the politics within the game. We just want video games to be video games, Some people feel that way about the new God of War, Lu Fei. But we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see and play it. Because people's like, man, I don't want this new God of War. The freaking female. I'm like, y'all scared of pussy? Huh? Y'all scared of a woman with a sword and a cube? Y'all don't want to play with a woman with a sword and a cube? Huh? Y'all don't want to play with a woman with a sword and a cube? Man, that's crazy. I'm gonna get it though. I gotta play the God of War. You know, with Kratos with boy. 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 You know what I'm saying? Now if y'all know me, if y'all watch my videos from back in the day, you know I'm all about that Dynasty Warriors life. There is no question I'm getting that Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. That's like asking me, is water wet? Of course I'm going to freaking get the Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. And it comes out 4 days before my birthday. 4 days before my birthday. You right. Muzal legend right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Until Dawn 2 surprised me because I didn't know what that was. I thought it was on some Love Island crap. You know. But I don't think it'll be as scary as the first one. This feel like a vibe of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But yeah, we'll see. But you got to make a choice. And that's said in the trailer. Everybody can die and everybody can stay alive, but it's your choice. I like games like that where you have a choice. You know, I like these games. You know, like Telltale games and stuff like that. I like stuff like that. These novel games where you just watch it like if it's a movie or a television show and you make the choices. Like, the latest game that I played was Dispatch. I really enjoyed Dispatch. Hope we get some news for Okami too. Dang. I don't think we're going to, man. Capcom is focused on the new Onimusha right now. Capcom has been cooking as of late, man. They're like new IPs and they reviving their old ones. It's pretty good, man. Capcom, it seemed like they're chasing the glory days of what they did back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Pragmata is doing well. And that's my game of the year until further notice. Okay. Marvel Tokon. They announced Dr. Doom's team. And this team consists of Dr. Doom, Magneto, Green Goblin, and Carnage. And the team is called Knights of Doom. Man, that's a squad, bro. You know how long we waited for Carnage and Green Goblin to be on a Marvel vs. Capcom game? Now they on the Arc System Works fighting game? Now, I know y'all probably was like, man, this team-based game is small roster, you know, because the problem is the character selection for some people. I don't have a problem with it, because they're going to heavily update this game with characters, man. It's going to get to a point where you gonna be overwhelmed of the characters you want to play in Marvel Tokon. It may be small to you now, but trust me, you're like, when it gets to like they release like 30 DLC characters, you gonna be overwhelmed, and you know, the game probably won't be as balanced, but you gonna be overwhelmed with what characters you want to pick because of the synergy or whatnot. No, that's my bad. I'm like a few minutes behind the stream. I thought so. Degenerate Sharingan, I thought so. But yeah, that Marvel Tokon, I'm looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that. I'm trying to think who's going to be on Ghost Rider's Robbie Reyes team. I'm thinking Midnight Suns. It'll be him, Blade, Moon Knight, Scarlet Witch, Deadpool, I don't know. I don't know. And then we got a team of 4 DLC characters. But I don't know. Man, this freaking light blinded me. That's what I'm like. What else that they showed that was worthwhile? Oh yeah, that Silent Hill Townfall. I know that campaign is gonna be short because a brother going into a scary place, he ain't gonna last long. He gonna get out of there quick. So you gonna beat that game in an hour and 35. Oh man, we ain't gonna stick around. Ain't no brother gonna stick around on freaking scary ass building and investigate. No. But I'm glad they made a brother as the main protagonist, man. We only have too many, video games where it's a single player and there's, the brother is the main protagonist. He's not a side character or a side show or a comic relief, to the main character, It is good to see that. Hopefully we get more representation. Even though I don't really care too much about it like that compared to television movies. But it'll be good to have, because we got so many Caucasian main characters that are, that are protagonists. See that a lot. But the Japanese, man, they embrace, black people, to a degree. Most of them, I would probably say nowadays. But yeah. What else they showed? I see that Stuntman. I thought it was like Fast and the Furious. That Stuntman game. You doing all? I saw the Back in the Future car, but I was just like, wait a minute, what is that? I can't remember, but it was the Back to the Future car when they showed at the end. That's cool, but I want like an actual racing game. Man, we got a lot of racing games as it is. I'm still trying to get the hang. Well, I haven't played this in a while. Gran Turismo, 7. So and all the updates they putting out. Yeah, the Wolverine looks nice. Is what I expected for Examiac. But they gotta fix Jean Grey, man. I was confused. I'm like, is that the chick from Control or that's Jean Grey? Because I was saying to myself when I did the live reaction, I'm like, who is that? Because she looked like the chick from Control. That don't look like Jean Grey. And her freaking powers are purple. Like, huh? What universe is that? Then again, I haven't read Marvel Comics since 2003, 4-ish. So, it could be a Jean Grey from a different universe. But, yeah, man. That, overall, that state of play was decent. Looking forward to Phantom Blade Zero. They got delayed. I'm looking forward to also, even though this wasn't at the state of play, I want to bring up Avatar Legends. I never watched the show. But I have friends that watched the show. They say it was pretty good. I might give the show a go. The Avatar The Last Airbender. But that Avatar Legends looks clean. Probably the cleanest looking 2D fighting game out. Like, I'm getting that for sure. Yeah. I wish that was a Burnout Paradise sequel, but I don't even care about these Need for Speeds or Forzas. Yeah, man. Yeah, Phantom Blade got delayed. Yeah. I like how it's getting delayed till next year, I think. I like the fact that all the games that they showed, listen to me now, all the games that they showed is coming out September, October, or the end of the month. They don't want no smoke in November. They don't want no smoke in November. Because you know what's coming out in November. You know what's coming out. Like, I was like, guys, you gaming companies, don't do it. Do not have your game come out in November of 2026. Please don't do it. It's not going to see the light of day. Don't do it. Yeah, the games were coming out like September, October next year, like February of next year, or March of next year, but not November 2026. Because y'all know what's coming out in November, and they like move out the way. And that's GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 6. They was like I was saying to myself when I did that reaction video yesterday, I was like, no game is coming in November. I'm sorry, like Xbox, Nintendo, they got their own direct, their own showcase next week. If you have a game come out in November, I'm sorry, it's not going to top GTA 6, bro. There's people that's fiending for GTA 6. I missed out on Avatar. You talking about the show? Yeah, I need to check out the show. Yeah, GTA 6 is getting all the game awards. Not for this year, but next year, because it comes out late. Because the Game Awards is in December. And like, Onimusha, Phantom Blade Zero, and we're gonna delay Avatar Legends, Tomb Raider. They can come out next year. They was like, they don't want them gaming companies don't want no smoke in November. That joke was hilarious. Cause I'm seeing this. It keeps saying available now. Got games available now. September, October. That's as far as they gonna go. Like early October, late October. I'm like, man, they don't want no smoke with GTA 6. Yeah, that state of play was straight though. I feel like they holding back. They gonna save it for the Summer Game Fest this Friday. We're gonna see what's to it. There's gonna be a lot of surprises. That I was told that I'm gonna be surprised. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be ecstatic. I'm like, all right, I want to see this. I'm co-streaming this too on Friday. I want to see this, and I want y'all to see this with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's been real, y'all. I think I'm gonna go. And make some content for y'all for tomorrow, and do what I gotta do in real life. So thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all, and I always save that. That's why I always say that. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Do a variety of videos here. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, share the videos. Don't let my Instagram page get more views than my YouTube channel. That's what's going on right now. I'm getting more views on Instagram than my YouTube. I'm not even trying. I'm not even going on that hard on Instagram. I just post whatever I do here or something I can't post on YouTube and put it in there. getting views, no problem. But yeah, like I say, you follow me on my social media platforms. If you got something that you want me to react to, I take requests. Yeah, I would do it, but don't send me no stupid videos where I'm just like, oh, okay, y'all doing too much. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll check y'all and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.